You can do this. I'm Ian Armstrong. I'm gonna teach you step by step, detail by detail, to do impressive martial arts breaking techniques. First of all, basic hand and wrist conditioning. In order to make hard impacts, you need fairly strong hands and wrists. So we're gonna start by striking a punching bag. Most people have access to a punch bag. It's a great way to build basic body strength, basic wrist strength. You need to turn around the waist, feet anchored on the floor, power coming from the belt channel around the waist. Turn the body into the strike. Next, I'm going to show you how to strike sandbags, sand-filled bags. These are harder than a normal punch bag. They do a great deal to toughen up your hand, to make the hand hard and strong. You need to apply medicine to the hands for safety. This is traditional Kung Fu medicine, Dit Da Jiao, made with 22 different Chinese herbs soaked in rice alcohol, and I would apply this to the hands before training, rub the medicine onto the hands. Now, the problem with the medicine is that it's incredibly difficult to get the herbs. In fact, even we can't get them anymore and we're running out. So nowadays we are substituting balms. This is tiger balm. It's not quite as good, but it's pretty good, and it's very easily available commercially and very, very cheap. Rub it on the hands, rub the hands together, and don't get it in your eyes. This will protect you from bruising and maintains good blood circulation, good chi circulation in the hands. So this is a sandbag. It's a canvas bag filled with sand. This is very, very old style Kung Fu. And I'm simply gonna strike the bag with my palms. A good strike dents the bag. It doesn't swing the bag. This is bad. This is good. We want movement around the waist. Power comes up from the foot, turns at the waist. Next, training on a bag which is lying flat. This requires the same action, same downward action as used when striking a pile of blocks. Hand up, drop it down, up, drop it down. Blending movement of the legs and the waist. The movement starts at the soles of the feet. It comes up through the body and then down through the arm. It comes from directly above and crashes down. This is a relaxed movement, no tightness or stiffness. We don't push the bag, we strike it. Now I'm going to teach you how to set up your break, and I'm going to tell you things that most people don't think about, the professionals do. First of all, you need something to rest your blocks on, and that something should be as stable as possible. So we use these sections of I-section steel girder, and that's strong. And when I put that block down, you can see that it wobbles. And that's no good. That reduces stability. So I'm going to take a small coin. I'm going to place the coin under the corner of the block. That's no longer wobbly. That's as stable as we're going to get. Now I'm going to place the first block. I want to shift this out so that the supports are as far apart as possible. That gives the maximum leverage when striking. I now need to re-stabilize the block. That's as good as we're going to get. Now, before I add the second block, I'm going to use a pair of spacers. I'm using simple little pieces of wood, about 1/2 centimeter thick, and that creates a little space in between blocks. And that's good because it looks better. You see the pile of blocks break, collapse more clearly. So while I explain, I'm going to use a stack of 4 blocks. When you begin, strongly recommend that if you haven't broken before, you start with just one. If you can do that, okay. Try two, and you build up gradually. Don't try too many at once. On the top of the stack, I'm going to put a little cloth, which I'm going to fold over, and that creates a little bit of padding just to minimize bruising to the hand and wrist. Now, I'm going to explain how you strike the stack of blocks. Before I do, please watch the video through to the very end because we have important safety advice. There is a risk to doing this and you take responsibility for that risk. 1 foot just within the support, just within the steel. The other foot directly behind the point where I'm going to strike. So I'm in what's known as a bow arrow stance. I want to strike with my shoulder directly above the point of impact so that the shoulder is driving the hand through. And I want the direction of the strike to be straight down. That's really, really important. It comes down from above. If I just do it like this, that knocks the pile of blocks over, but it doesn't do anything more than that. Down from above with the shoulder following through. Shoulder following through. We strike dead center. Strike right in the middle. That gives you the best kind of physical, mechanical advantage. So, I recommend that to start off with, you strike with the heel of the hand, this part of the hand here. That is the least likely part of your hand to get injured. You won't break it. It's quite easy to break your knuckles. A thick, tough pad, you can still bruise it, but it's extremely unlikely you're going to break it. The power for your break comes up from your feet. It comes through your legs, and especially it comes from the waist. We have a turning movement from the waist, and the more waist movement, the better. So a whole body movement, the legs, the waist, wham, down, like this. The hand should have a big range of travel. It starts right up here, top of your head, and it goes all the way down. Plenty travel. It's picking up speed, it's building up power. Well, if you're very good, you can break it from there. Visualize that you're hitting maybe 6 inches through the target. Don't stop here. Right down, right through, right down this far. And it's like you're hitting through. Don't stop there. All the way through. But not so far through that you hit the floor. Now that's a solid concrete floor. If you hit that floor, you probably will hurt yourself because you're not going to break the floor. Now, when you strike, you need to have the right mindset. You need full concentration. Your mind has to be on what you're doing. Your mind has to be present. When you hit it hard, hit it like you're going to break it. Now there are 2 possible outcomes. Forget about non-binary, it's completely binary. Outcome 1, you break it. Outcome 2, it breaks you. There's no third permutation. You break it, and you got to have that in your mind that you're going to break it. There's no other option. Yeah. And you hit it like you really mean it, with full concentration, striking right through. Selecting the right type of block or brick to break is essential. You can choose a weight-bearing lintel reinforced with steel bars, but the chances of you breaking it are pretty much 0. So you have to choose something which is breakable. I'm going to recommend these blocks They're often sold as thermalite blocks. I've seen them sold as solar blocks. They're fairly heavy. You can buy these in builders' yards in any country I've visited. They're a little bit expensive. If you really want to break, you'll pay the price. Now the next thing, I'm going to recommend that to begin with, you saw the block in half down the middle. Here's one we did earlier. This has produced a lighter block that will be easier to break. Because it's easier to break, you'll be able to break a bigger stack of these. And also remember that if you want to break a bigger stack of blocks, maybe it's not the best idea to choose the hardest blocks. So I strongly recommend that you take it slowly, start with just one block, and go to 2 and then 3. Be patient, build progressively, and very soon you'll be breaking like a real pro. This is how we teach breaking at the Kung Fu Retreat, and we have a very good record, not only for success, but also for safety. Do please take this seriously. This method works for us, but you break at your own risk. When you do break, tag us in your posts, because we'd really like to see what you're doing, and we're quite likely to repost your videos. Finally, if you enjoyed this and you want to learn more breaking techniques, more difficult, more impressive, like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next time.